So, hi Anadi, welcome. I just want a little bit of information about who you are and a little bit about your background. Can you do that?
So I'm Anadi Martel. I'm a physicist by training. But long ago I became interested in studying consciousness as well. I spent years in India learning meditation. And so I became interested in exploring how technology can enhance consciousness. And this is what led me to look into using light and sound, because of course they are our main sensorial portals, and they can have a very profound impact on us.
Okay, yes, thank you. And so that is also your expertise, and you've also written a book about your knowledge.
Right.
Can you tell a little bit about that?
The book is on light therapies, and in the book I try to give an overall view of the different ways that are being used with light to heal, and I try to give a taste of the multi-dimensionality of the possibilities of using light. There are so many modalities of light therapy that exist, so I really give an overall view both from the medical scientific standpoint, because there is now a whole field of light medicine and that is relatively new. It's only in the last 20 years that it's developing. So light medicine is becoming an established branch of medicine, and also from the alternative energy medicine standpoint, which is a whole other world more connected to the ancient traditions that have always been using light and color since forever. So, and I try to make the bridge between these two worlds, because light is very unique in the sense that it's both very physical. You have all energy on the planet comes from sunlight, so it's completely physically drives the physical world. But also we all know that light is connected to the most subtle and spiritual elements of life. We associate light with enlightenment and so on. So this same reality, light, connects these two worlds, our material world and the spiritual world. And light is used across this whole spectrum in all kinds of techniques, which range from the purely physical all the way to the highly spiritual.
Great. And you will be a speaker at the next ALA conference in Perth in 2020. What will you be talking about? Why would people have to come to your talk?
I'll be talking about one particular field which has only very recently been discovered. So I personally find it very exciting because it has a lot of promise and it's still very early, but I wanted to introduce the subject to people. And it has to do with using a certain type of brainwaves to help healing. So the whole subject of using brainwaves and brainwaves entrainment is in itself a whole subject to be explored. And in my own personal work, I integrate within light these pulsations, low-frequency pulsations, with which you can entrain different biorhythms, such as brainwaves. And this opens the door to a whole range of therapy potentials. And gamma brainwaves are the highest frequency band that our brain generates. It's generally between 30 and 100 cycles per second. And it's associated with cognitive processes. And until very recently, it wasn't quite clear what the function of this band is. But in the last couple of years, there's been research showing that when you use pulsations in that range of frequencies, you have a direct effect, a biochemical effect on the brain in terms of dissolving the amyloid plaques that are associated with Alzheimer's, dementia. And so there are early experiments showing that you could use these light pulsations to help people with dementia. So it's a very powerful effect, and in fact, since this has been discovered, it was discovered in mice in the first experiments, so there's now a lot of excitement in the field, and it has brought into the mainstream of medical research this phenomenon of brainwave entrainment, which previously was more part of the alternative medical.
One more last question. So are you going to, is this presentation only for really very, highly trained people, or can just lay people also understand?
No, the idea is to make it available to everybody.
Yes.
That's also what I try to do in the book. I present it so that it's really for the public at large.
Yes.
And because it concerns all of us, really, using the slides for our own personal well-being.
Oh, great. Oh, thank you so much, Gennady. Thank you.
See you there.
See you then in Perth. Yes, thank you.